Hello. Okay, wonderful. It is recording. So exciting. Okay, and let me click the second one. All right, awesome. So, hi, welcome to my show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Very excited to have you. So, introduce yourself.
Um, my name is Steph the Primus, the actor, Steph the Deaf, the rapper, Grimey from other colors.
All right, wonderful. So, tell us a little bit about yourself before acting. I believe I saw an interview where you said that you are a rapper turned actor, not an actor turned rapper.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, pretty much.
Okay, wonderful. And how long have you been rapping?
Well, I took it out my house maybe like nothing short of like 3 years ago. But I've been rapping, for like ever. You know what I mean? Like it's just something that you just do. Where I'm from, you just do it. Like you be with your homies and you just rap. But I started taking it seriously like maybe like 3 years ago, maybe like two years ago. You know.
Okay, wonderful. Now, how did you get involved in money and violence?
Well, actually, me and Do Dollars, the character Shooter Shane, we had linked up through some other business that we was doing, and he was telling me about. Well, I had him on Facebook, and I seen him playing with the replica weapons on Facebook, and I hit him up, and I was like, yo, I would be definitely interested in being in that, and he gave me a shot, and the rest is history. I was really only supposed to be a cameo, but Mo saw me, and he was like, he kind of stretched it out. You know what I mean? Like he gave me a character that had some longevity in the show, so I'm definitely appreciative.
Okay, now how do you feel playing a character that is so hated on the show? I'm sure you've received comments on your Instagram,
Yeah,
comments on your other social medias about how
yeah,
you feel.
yeah.
Because some people, they don't know that this is a show, and once it goes off, that's it. You go and you live your normal life.
Well, I got tough skin. I got tough skin. I got really tough skin, and you know, they say um, as long as people are entertained, I'm happy. Because I know, God rest his soul, Heath Ledger, um, he probably got a lot of flack behind his portrayal of the Joker. You know what I mean? And I guess that means that you're doing a good job when people really have a distaste for you. You know.
Do you ever feel like responding to some of those comments, like get off my page? Do you have nothing better to do in life?
I mean, no, not really. It takes a lot to like get under my skin. Even if I do respond to you, 9 times out of 10, you really didn't get under my skin. Sometimes I feel like you just have to let people know, about themselves. Sometimes, the infamous clap back. You
Yeah, you're
know,
gonna end up on the shade room if you do a clapback, because they always find those clapbacks somehow.
yeah,
Okay.
but for the most part, I just accept it as love because as long as they're paying attention, as long as people are entertained, I'm satisfied with the response.
All right. Now, there have been a lot of allegations swirling, and I'm sure that you've heard that people are saying that you were killed off the show because you asked Moses for a raise, and then they're saying everyone who asked for a raise, so I guess that would be you, Jessica, and whoever else got killed off, he told them that you guys have to hop off my payroll.
That's hilarious. That's the first I've ever heard that. That's interesting. Um, I highly doubt. I know in my case that was not the case. What happens is the story has to go on. I don't want to take. I don't want to make people. I don't understand why people think that. Just because you're on the show, that means you're gonna last forever in the show. Like the show is called Money and Violence. There has to be violence. There has to be death. Like it's part of the story. Just me being in the story for as long as I was is actually a blessing to me because I figured I was gonna die after I took Shooter Shane's gun because I was like, yo, I'm doing too much. So I'm just happy that I got to be in it as long as I have. As far as whatever is going on with other people, I don't know. I know it wasn't like me and Mo is cool. You know what I mean? So I don't know what people are talking. That's
Okay. Well, people are going to talk, so no need to pay attention to all of that.
Yeah, people always want to talk, but you don't always gotta listen to them.
All right. Well, do you have any favorite episodes of Money and Violence?
Um, favorite episodes. There was so many great moments in Money and Violence. It's hard to like really pinpoint. But I think there's certain points in the show where you're like, wow, this is really getting good. Like when I saw Miz actually kill Donovan in the dice game. That's when I knew. I was like, yo, this is not just a regular show. Like this is gonna be epic, because what you have to realize is that as we're shooting, we're watching as well. Because not like especially not me. Like I know that I'm not there 100% of the time when they're shooting. So there's certain things in the episodes that I don't even know about. It's unbeknownst to me. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is really going to be epic. This is really going to be groundbreaking. And certain moments with my character as well, when Todd took Shooter Shane's gun, and when Leon gets shot at, and Todd's like, Brownsville never ran, never will, and things like that, because I feel like it embodies the culture so much because that's been being said from the neighborhoods that we're from, especially Brownsville, Brooklyn. It resonates throughout Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, where that was actually said, like Brownsville never ran, never will. That was a thing that people from Brownsville actually said about themselves. So it's just really interesting to see all these things intertwined.
Okay. Now, I'm not sure if you read some of these comments, but some people are not happy with the show because they feel like it puts black people such as ourselves in a bad light, and they feel like you guys are perpetuating violence, and now people are going to start being violent all over again as a result of seeing this, and they feel like this will bring Brooklyn backwards.
Okay, well, I want to ask you a question and everyone else a question. When have people ever stopped being violent? I don't think that has, you know, uh, I think that if anything, it's teaching people more than going to the term because behind every action, there's also a lesson. You know what I mean? And they talk about us being violent for the depiction of Black America being violent, but what about you know Grindhouse and Kill Bill? You know what I mean? What about all of the other violent movies? You know, and when I was young, I wanted to be like Spider-Man. You know what I mean? And Spider-Man is a violent character, even though he there's lessons in sprinkled in what he does, but there's violence everywhere. There's action. There's shooting everywhere. You know what I mean? And a lot of the action movies that we adore, James Bond, there's action there. So I don't really see it. I think it's because people are so used to seeing us portrayed in that way when we actually tell a story that's truthful. People get sensitive because this is the reality of kind of what goes on, you know. And I think it's a hard time. People have a hard time understanding that, because I'm pretty sure there's violence in other areas and other communities just as well as there is in the Black community. But you have to understand the reason why, and as long as if you understand, then maybe you can make a change. Because the reason why I feel like there hasn't been much changes is because people don't understand what's going on. They think people are just being violent just to be violent. You know what I mean? But that's far from the case.
Okay. I appreciate your response, and I did tell people that it's better. I really like what you gentlemen did, is that you guys decided, hey, let's get creative. Let's pick up a camera. Let's write some scripts. Because I try to tell people, I'm like, hey, they could really be doing this.
But I would say about 95, 98% kind of get it, and then like there's the other 2% who either just want to be ignorant and just throw out slander and libel and say things like, oh, whatever, there's violence and this and that. But for the majority, 98% of people get it, and to have, especially in New York City, because New York City is hypercritical, especially of itself. you know. So for someone to be embraced, for this project to be embraced as much as it has, is a blessing in itself. Because if you're from New York and you understand, there's not too many people that get the type of cosign that Money and Violence has gotten. You know.
So that's lovely. Do you want to do any more web series in the future or any more acting gigs, or is this it for you? Or
No, I definitely want to continue to expand and show range and growth in my craft and acting. You know, I'm kind of shying away from doing other web series because I feel like it would kind of be I want to show that I can be more than a web series actor, so to speak. So I don't want to backtrack, so to speak, and continue to be in that realm. I don't want to get lost in that realm. I want to be on you know some of the shows that I like CSI or Law and Order. I want to be on one of those shows. You know.
I respect that. Remember the web is where it's at. Like there are a lot of opportunities on the web.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. But I just want to add more things to my resume.
It's
You know,
completely respectable.
more things to my resume. I would love to be on the big screen, like in an actual movie, an actual film. I think that would be wonderful. And I'm just looking to just expand the Stephen brain, so to speak.
Okay, that's good. So, how would you feel maybe if Money and Violence did a crossover with Power or did a crossover with Empire? Because I'm sure you've seen the fans talk about that as well.
Yeah, they say that they want that. That would be really interesting. You know, if that day comes, that would be really interesting.
It sounds cool. I would like to see personally Money and Violence do a crossover with Power. I think that would be so awesome. Words can't even describe how amazing that would be.
Sounds really interesting. Who knows, man? I think anything is possible. We make it this far, anything is possible. You know, if the shows can find a parallel, that would be interesting.
Okay. So, do you have any surprises maybe later on because your fans want to ask where they can see you, where they
Mhm.
can keep up with you? I'm sure you've been hearing about that as well.
Well, just the only thing I can say is just stay tuned. Things like that are often seen before they're heard. So I would just say stay tuned. I might have a trick in my sleeve, I might not. Just stay tuned. Right now, I'm just promoting the video I just dropped on YouTube where I'm acting simultaneously and rapping at the same time. It's called Grimey. You can download it on iTunes. Um, my rap name is Steph Def. It's STEFTADEF, and it's really interesting. Shooter Shane was in the video, um, and the these guys from my neighborhood called the Stick Up Crew. They're in the video, and also Mister from Money and Violence. So it's just really interesting. It just shows, Grammy Tyler character, um, his antics and different things like that. I've gotten a really great response from the video so far, so you guys should check it out and also download it on iTunes.
Yes, I did see the music video and I was very impressed. And of course, I went through and I read the comments. And for the life of me, I do not understand why that was not your theme song every time you came on Money and Violence because it just fit your character so well. And I was confused.
Yeah.
It's like,
I actually recorded it after season one.
so moving along, would you do any reality shows?
Reality, it really, really, really depends.
Like
You
Love and
know,
Hip Hop?
I don't really.
You like,
I,
I
I,
don't like drama. I'm
I
not
don't, I
here
don't,
for
yeah, I don't like drama, and me, I just don't want anyone to take me for a joke. You know what I mean? It's like it's
yes,
been such.
because certainly I have read how people feel about people who appear on those shows, and I feel like it's so important to be taken seriously and to have your art taken
Yeah,
seriously in this
yeah. I
industry.
just I just want to be an artist and just create and act and maybe even write. maybe even you know, film something later on. Who knows? But I just want people to take my art and my craft and me as a person seriously, and I don't want to make. Not to say that what who is it? Mona Scott.
Yes.
Mona Scott. Not to say what she does isn't appreciated for the culture and what she does isn't great, but I just don't want to be. I just don't want to. I just don't want to become a novelty.
Now that you're on Money and Violence, and I'm sure people are like, oh, you're a celebrity. Do you have people hit you up for money? Like, little man from across the street, let me hold a dollar.
um. Uh. I wouldn't say that. People don't ask me for like money. People aren't doing that.
Oh, you're lucky.
People reach out to me for opportunities. That's a little bit different. And I try to help people wherever I can. Put them in positions if it's within my power to do so.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Especially if we had like a real like friendship or a prior relationship. Before all this.
And are you still in contact with your old friends? Because I know a lot of people, once they have some success, it's like, okay, I can only surround myself with actors or rappers or people who are in the same exact field as myself.
You know what's really interesting about that? I think people have an interesting interpretation about that. What happens is the people who aren't involved in the industry sometimes they don't understand how you have to navigate, and they often bring a lot of negative energy you know to where where you're at. So it's just an understanding that a lot of people just lack of what this is. They think it's free this and free that and free money, and they think it's just one big party, but it's actually work. And some people just don't understand that. So sometimes you have to draw some distance between you and people from your past in order for you to thrive. Me personally, like I have a few close friends, and we're good. You know,
You have a lot of friends. I saw that Money and Violence viewing party. I'm like, wow, you guys know a lot of people, huh?
yeah, it's really become this whole big thing, because the finale party was phenomenal. It was sensational. It was a lot of people came out, and I was really surprised because I was like, "Whoa!" Everyone came here to stand up and watch this. Like it's crazy. Like I look downstairs, like I'm like on the top floor. I look down and I just see like maybe just to say a lot of people, came by, and I do appreciate all the support from every last fan, every last supporter. Literally, I remember begging people to watch this, and it really worked out in the end. And quickly too as well because the success that we had has really been groundbreaking and really fast.
That's good, and I'm glad that people are now watching it, because they're addicted to it. And I'm sure people refer to you as Ty, and you're like,
Yeah,
it's
all
not
the time.
really my name, but that's okay.
Yeah, I've learned to just accept it. They're like Todd, Todd, Todd. Like, yeah, that's me. On the show. You know.
So funny. One thing that I like that you did is that on your Instagram, you have your email where people can contact you for business inquiries. And I
Yeah,
try to tell people all the time, I'm like, either you need a fan page or you need to put your email so that people can easily contact you. Because if people want to contact you for business opportunities, how are they supposed to reach you?
that's also true. I think a lot of people do that. They put their email up. I put it up. I actually didn't want to do it in the beginning, but what I noticed is that sometimes people want to send you things or give you accolades or give you connections or give you opportunities that they can't really speak about on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. So I felt it was necessary after a while. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. So I think that's really wonderful. So do you have a favorite artist and do you have anyone you would like to collaborate with music wise because you are a rapper?
Um, Yeah, I mean, music wise, I think it would be great if I could collab with like a real like heavyweight in the game, maybe like a Jay or like a 50 or something like that, or like you know get Diddy to just swag through my track and say take that like in between bars. That would be dope.
Okay, that's cool. So, would you want to be signed to a record label or do you want to stay independent?
that all depends. That all depends. Right now, I'm still playing with a lot of different sounds. I'm learning, as I grow as an artist, a lot of different things about the business and the art form and different things of that nature. I mean, if someone could come and add value to my brand, without like completely swallowing it, then it would be, I would entertain the idea. But, I'm definitely not interested in just being, controlled, contained, and, you know, shelved. It's not,
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh, shelving artists I think is one of the most disgusting things ever. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
yeah,
So that's good. So, and also, I'm sure you would want to be careful with the deal that you sign because sometimes these artists get signed to certain deals and it's kind of like, okay, now they don't own their masters or it's just something. And
yeah. It becomes a whole big mess. It really does. And in the age of technology and computers, it's like 90% of it is still like 90% of the workload kind of still falls on you. So it's like you're giving someone ownership over something that they're not even putting in the work to. It's just like sometimes you just need the engine to get you to that higher plateau. Sometimes you just need it. But a lot of the times it's just people being lazy or just not knowing how to do certain things.
and have you taken any acting classes before you were on Men Are Violence?
Actually, no, I would like to. I'm trying to find um something that's comparable, that's kind of worth the time and the effort. I would like to study under someone who's experienced and learn things from them. It's really interesting because people say that I see all the time that people say I'm a great actor, and I'm just really surprised. Like, wow, people think I'm good at this. Like, I have zero like training. This is just me, just giving a depiction of what I think Grimey Top should be. You know.
Okay, so how do you feel sometimes when people give you guys criticism like they can't act?
I don't take it anyway because it's hard to feel. That's like you ride a bike for the first time and you fall and they're like, oh my god, you can't ride a bike. It's like, all right, well, yeah, you gotta let me learn first. It's like my first time. So it's just people. There's just always gonna have something to say, man. Some people are just negative people. They complain about everything. They complain about their eggs in the morning. Complain
You're so funny.
they complain about everything. That's how some people are, man. You just have to accept it. In order to achieve the type of success that we've had, you're gonna have to be crucified to a certain extent. People are going to always talk, especially if you're in the limelight. They're always gonna have something to say. It's just a part of it. It's just unavoidable. You can't escape it. Like if you go on some of these, celebrities pages who've been in the game for a while, it's like they say all types of things about them. You just have to learn to ignore it. You just have tough skin. You know, the areas that a lot of us are from, it's like it already forces you to have tough skin. So it's like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and YouTube comments don't really mean anything. You just ignore them.
Okay. Now, in terms of studying acting, do you want to go to a conservatory or studio?
Either one. It just depends on where I can learn the most and grow the most. You know. It just depends, where I can learn the most and grow the most. I'm just looking to really study and hone the craft because I as you learn about acting, you learn how much you don't know. So I'm I'm aware of how much I don't know about, you know, the craft, and I'm pretty sure there's things that I don't know that I don't know, like unknown unknowns about it. So I'm just interested in learning, just learning and growing, because it's a new thing for me. I haven't been doing it for a while, so I'm just interested in learning. You know, I'm just, getting started, getting my feet wet, and just, going with it because I feel like I can be successful at it. I know I can be successful at it, so I'm just putting the footwork in.
That's good. That's what I like to hear, confidence. So, how did people in your life react when you told them, hey, I want to be a rapper? Hey, I'm going to be on a web series?
Well, 90%, I would say like 90% of the people that I know kind of already figured that I wanted to rap, like kind of already figured, like, all right, whatever, some people were like, why would you want to do that? Like, this is like, it sucks. Like, there's only like 2% of people who are successful at that, whatever the case may be, and I acknowledge their concerns, but at the same time, you only have one life to live, and it's like, you have to do what makes you happy, like um, constructing music and rapping, so to speak. I enjoy it. Acting, I enjoy it. So you have to do what makes you happy at the end of the day, because you only get one life. You know, and you could have all the money in the world, but if you're doing something that doesn't make you happy, what is it worth?
You're going to
You
be
know,
miserable. Waking up every day, working a job that you're miserable and you hate.
exactly, and it happens to a lot of people. And not to say that that's the worst life in the world, because you get to provide for your family or whatever the case may be, earn a living. But I just wanted more than that.
I know you said people try to hit you up for opportunities, but has anybody ever, like probably someone from your past you haven't heard from since like junior high, probably way back then, hit you up like, oh my gosh, yeah, totally remember me?
I mean, that's funny. I mean, not really. I mean, you speak to people here and there, but it hasn't been anything that's surprising. Pretty much everyone that I've heard from, I expected to hear from. You know, because what people don't realize is, get this. This is gonna be funny. Rappers, when they first start rapping, they prepare for this. Like, they prepare for the moment that it all becomes successful. Like, look, everyone's gonna be on me. They're gonna be like, remember me. But me, I didn't really like prepare for it. You hear people talking all the time like, hey, when I make it big, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And when I make it big, but me, I prepared more for the disappointment. Because that's a lot more realistic. I prepared, like, what am I gonna do if this doesn't work? What am I gonna do if this happens? What am I gonna do if that happens? Because the reality of the fact is that very few make it in this. And I think that that's what people fail to realize. It's like, you have to really ask yourself, what does it take, and am I prepared to give all of that? You know, and some people, I feel like they don't ask themselves that. They just throw punches in the dark and hope that it hits something. But me, I was like, what does it take? What have other successful people done that got them to a place where I want to be? And am I prepared to sacrifice all of that? And if the answer is yes, then go for it. But if the answer is no, don't waste your time. You know, that's what I feel.
That's very true. It definitely takes sacrifice. And a very wise philosopher once said, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot and they all want me. So that is, I play too much. But that is so, so true. So
Yeah.
definitely, guys, check out his single, Grimy. Check out the music video. I was very impressed. Your name on YouTube is Master Stuffin'. Are you a baker? What are you stuffing?
Oh man, that's an interesting story. That's a very interesting story. It's kind of a name that kind of just happened. That just kind of just happened. Steph to Death was actually my name for a long time. It's like a play on words. like fresh to death, but like Steph in the beginning. It actually was my AIM name back when I had like a sidekick.
AIM? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I had like a sidekick that was my AIM name. So I kind of just ran with that. Master stuff and just came about in like another twisted way, like really interesting. But yeah.
And on a side note, what happened to your hand? I just noticed this. Did you get hurt filming?
Oh no, I felt like I kind of like tripped over like like something. I was trying to like catch my phone and stuff. I have like a little hairline fracture or whatever.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
thinking while you guys were filming and they threw you in the woods that you really got hurt. I would have said, okay, this
Yeah.
is workers' compensation.
Uh, that didn't happen. You know, nah, that didn't happen. But yeah, it's not as bad as it looks. I think they overwrapped it. You know what I mean? I think they overwrapped it. They made it look kind of worse than it is. It swelled up a little bit. It's like
That
it's
looks
not.
like you can't go like this with your wrist. That looks pretty serious.
I mean, I can't move my wrist, but I can move like my fingers and stuff. Like I, like at first my fingers were like it was really hard for me to move the fingers, but because of the swelling, but it's not bad. I'm good.
And are you right-handed or left-handed?
A little bit of both. I'm like ambidextrous a little bit.
Ambidextrous. I'm sure maybe you might get comments, when you use big words, and for some reason, sometimes people say ignorant things like, "Oh, why are you talking like you're white?" Have you ever encountered that?
Um, yes and no. Well, yeah. But it's just ignorance. It's just ignorance because just because you have a vocabulary doesn't change your skin tone. You know, that doesn't change anything. You know, when I was young, someone used to force me to read the dictionary, so I'm a product of that. And it just is what it is. Like I know some words. Like what's the big deal? Like I may be a little bit smarter or more well read than a lot of people are prepared for. They expect me to be just this ignorant guy. I don't know, but I mean, opinions are opinions. So, but you know,
Okay.
I know words.
And are you Bayesian or
I'm sorry.
are you Bayesian?
Asian? No. I'm like Trinidadian, like a little bit like Native American, and like my grandmother and all of them. They're like a little bit of like Irish and like German Jewish. It's like a lot of stuff. I just say I'm black and Trinidadian. But
Okay, that's cool. I'm Haitian and Trinidadian, so
yeah.
what part is your
I mean, I really don't know. Like my pops could have been Haitian. I don't know because I always find myself surrounded by Haitians. I don't know how it
well,
happened.
if you're in Brooklyn,
No,
naturally.
yeah, yeah. So I wouldn't know. My father died when I was really young,
I'm
and
so sorry.
I just know that he was like Trinidadian. He could have been part Haitian. Who knows? I don't know.
So can you understand Creole? Because I'm aware that Moses is Haitian and Renee is Haitian. That's the
Yeah.
character of Miz.
As time has
And I
gone
think
on,
the
I've
guy who
learned.
plays Cain is Haitian too, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. As time has gone on, I've um I've picked up certain phrases, but for the most part, I don't speak Creole, but I know certain phrases. I can recognize certain words, but I'm not like I don't speak Creole like fluently.
Okay. Well, can you understand certain things like bun and pizzy and things like that?
I've heard that word before. I'm not exactly sure what it means. My favorite thing is Sagafet. That's like as far as it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I feel like the more you hang around Haitian people, the more you will understand it.
Yeah, yeah. It's an interesting language. I actually like it. I feel like it's it's classy when you can speak more than one language because it shows that you're well rounded. And I that's one of the things that I really wanted to focus on, but I haven't dedicated the time to it. I was gonna learn Spanish and French, in my spare time. That's one of the things
You
that
were gonna learn Spanish? Didn't we all take Spanish in high school?
well, that's interesting. That's a whole other story. Um, yeah, I didn't really pick it up as well as I've I I I wanted to. you know. So I'm not really fluent in Spanish either, but I do want to, continue to learn and grow and maybe pick up a few languages, travel the world, speak strong.
That's good. Don't feel bad. I don't remember anything from high school, so
Yeah.
literally that everything is like fresh out my memory.
I want to speak. I want to speak it well enough to like like call a Spanish restaurant and ask for like whatever, and just like going to like wherever, do the bachata, all of that, and I want to know, you know, French and Creole well enough to like really have a conversation with someone who's been speaking it their whole lives.
So, how do you feel about colorism in our community? That's going to be the last question because I
Mm,
understand that, there's been a lot of light skin, dark skin, and stuff like that going on. And of course, how do you feel about the phrase good hair?
good hair. I don't think. I think those things are outdated. They're things that should have came and went, and I don't think there's any good or bad hair texture. I think it's just different. Because there's certain styles and things that you can do with coarse hair that you can't do with fine hair. Did I say that right? Coarse and fine. Is that like
Yes, you
the section? Yeah. Yeah. So it's just different. And once people understand that, there is no better or worse. It's just different. I think we can all, live a more happy, more productive life. You know.
Well, that's good. So, guys, everybody check out his single called Grimey. I'm going to put the link below. I really, really enjoyed it. Try if you can to get that into, I don't know, maybe season 3 because I think that is such a good song. It breaks my heart that that did not play when you came on. But
Okay,
that's
I mean,
okay.
who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows what's to come? You know, I just know that I'm gonna continue to be creative and be productive, and you know, who knows what might happen? There might be some things in store for you guys. You have to keep
Oh, that means Money and Violence about to turn into a soap opera. He's going to be a ghost and appear like on Days of
it.
Our Lives, one of those
I'm
things.
gonna be a ghost, like I'm gonna tap people on the shoulder, and they're gonna turn around and be like, "Top." I'm gonna laugh like,
That's, would you ever do a soap opera, by
a soap opera? That would be interesting. Could you imagine me in a soap opera?
the way?
You would like no, really. To try to picture it, could you really picture it? That would be funny. I think it would be really funny.
I think it would be cool.
Yeah. Who knows? I might do one. Who knows? You might catch me on Telemundo. Who knows?
Oh, that's nice. I'll definitely be flipping just to see if you're there. I'll be like, is that him? Okay, everybody tune in. Everybody tune in. All right, so thank you so much for coming on. And everybody, check out his single below called Grimy. I think the music video was so well done. I don't know who shot it, but I think,
Jiggy Flicks, my man Jiggy Flicks. I follow him on Instagram as well. He's a really dope film guy. He's like really good all around. Jiggy Flicks. He's the man. He's definitely the man.
all right, awesome. And thank you so much for coming on.
Take it easy. See you later, Bianca. I really appreciate you.
No problem.